Drew and Stu are on the air.
Ready? Right.
Whether you're fading with Drew or riding with Cam, this is the place to get your weekly NFL picks.
Everything you got, let's go.
Hello and welcome to episode 2 of the Conference Championships games, round 2, because I just started the record and we were talking for like 10 minutes and it didn't end up working because it wasn't recording. Good job, Drew. Whatever. We're both on the Ravens. We're both on the San Francisco 49ers as favorites. Cam, is there anything that worries you about this Chiefs and Ravens game heading into the weekend now that it's Thursday?
First of all, Drew, don't worry about it. You're on pamper duty and I'm working late hours, so we all have our issues here. But yeah, there's a lot to worry about. Kansas City, all they do is show up in big games. Like every time. I'll tell you one thing this week, buddy, and it's so funny. Even guys I know, like respectable cappers, good guys I do shows with, we're all betting the Ravens. We like them, but out of spite too. It's a lot of spite.
Yeah.
Like, people are like Bills fans angry, NFL fan angry. Like everybody wants Baltimore to win this game. It's funny. The Ravens have had never, like other than the state of Missouri and a couple Chief fans around. Like I know we have some here who watch the show. It's heady Baltimore, right? But the thing is, never count out the Chiefs, and that hook could be a big deal. The thing is, at 3, these lines opened up. I talked to a guy from Vegas, Drew, at the Westgate, probably one of the best sports books globally. Like they get the lines early. They got everything, right? So a lot of stuff. That's where they have the $1 million contest. They opened up San Francisco 6.5 and Baltimore 3. 3.5 now, 7. So if you got early lines with the favorites, you're playing with house money. Yeah, I think those are big deals. As you saw last week, if you took a 6-point teaser with San Francisco, you lose by the hook instead of winning because they win by 3 and you needed 4 on the other one. That's why we took the 7. But our sides were great last week, Drew. You were great, sides and totals. But yeah, I worry. I worry about Kelsey. I worry about Mahomes. I worry about Kansas City being in this position before. The one thing that I like from Baltimore, though, Drew, the way Lamar handled things in the second half. And that's, we can't remember the whole thing about betting is, and you're onto it now too, but a lot of people just getting into it think, well, this team won here because and they're going to play the same way next week. Every game's different. Every situation's different. Every matchup's different, right? Hell, hockey, look at San Jose. They're beating the Kings and Buffalo beat. Like, what is happening? Like, there's no lock. Every lock has a key. Everyone thinks, oh, yeah, it's going to be hard, Drew. I'm going to tell you, I think Baltimore will win this game by a touchdown, but I'm very scared. It's Kansas City.
Yeah, my only worry about the Ravens not covering Cam is Lamar in the big spots. He finally proved it last week, but that was against the teddy bear and the Texans. Like that defense wasn't the Chiefs.
What, the paper tiger? The teddy bear?
The teddy bear contender. Yeah. Teddy bear contender. The Chiefs defense is legit. Willie Gay is the key here for me. Some of my props are lying whether or not he's playing, so I'll be waiting until Sunday morning to finally lay the big juice on this bet. Because if he's in, Lamar is going to have trouble getting out of the pocket, I think. Or they'll be able to keep him in there and force him to throw, which I think favors the Chiefs. Because if you can make him one-dimensional, it obviously changes the Baltimore Ravens offense. If you allow Lamar to do whatever he wants, then it's good game. Like, good luck. So yeah, I think that's all I'm worried about. But I still like the Ravens to cover in this one, and I do like the over in this football game. I know you're on the under, but I think there'll be more points than you think. I think the Ravens might be able to cover this number themselves.
I have a real respect for a lot of people, and guys I respect are on the over. And it's a really good number, Drew, because 24-21 gets you there. It's 44.5, right? So my final score that I have in my head is Baltimore 23, Kansas City like 17, 16. Yeah, like I have that type of score to just stay under. I will say this. I think teasing every way in this game. I'm going to make a prediction. If you do a teaser, it middles. KC over, Baltimore. Oh, yeah, everywhere. So as long as Baltimore on a 7-pointer, if they don't lose by more than 3, you'll win. So you jack that total to 37.5. I think that goes over, and I think it stays under 51.5.
So if you like the Chiefs to get under 21 points, Cam, it's minus 130. I think that's a decent bet.
I've already bet it. Chiefs team total under. So I've done that. I've also done a couple other things in this game, Drew. The thing is, I don't know if you want me to get into the props right now, but there's some things that I really, really, really like.
We'll get into the props in a second. Okay. Let's go. Let's move to the San Francisco 49ers game. They're still minus 7. We thought this one might move to 7.5. It still might move to 7.5 by the weekend, but it's reverse line movement because everyone's betting on the Packers. Everyone's betting on the Lions. Everyone saw the Lions beat Tampa Bay last week. Listen, Cam, public's on the Lions. Yep. Me and you are on San Fran. I like being against the public most times. I just don't believe Goff has what it takes to win this game on the road in the NFC Championship game, Cam. Like, I'm less worried about San Fran winning than I am Baltimore. Am I wrong
for
in saying
sure.
that?
No, you're absolutely correct for saying that. Baltimore is a 3.5 point favorite. San Francisco 7. This is what we want to tell people. We're not right all the time, but we've been doing pretty good. We're hitting a lot of winners. What you saw from San Francisco last week could have been, as I said, the best thing for them, Drew. They hung on by the skin of their teeth. Purdy proved that he can move the team in a clutch situation and win a game when they are not at their best.
Without Debo, too.
Yeah, without Debo. We talked about Green Bay. They were the hottest team in the league. They got defensive players back. Their offensive line came back, and Love was on fire. San Francisco got it done. We had Green Bay plus the points. Niners on money line parlays. They got it done. Here's the thing. Purdy's going to be better. Everybody and their mother has destroyed Detroit's secondary. I'm talking Nick Mullins. I'm talking like everybody, Drew. I don't care what you say. And if Tampa Bay hits a 2-point conversion, Gabe and I were talking about that on our show. They cover the spread. I know it shouldn't have been that way. I love Detroit. Don't get me wrong. Like in my heart, but heart doesn't. Hey, look, I bet on the Bills last week with my heart. Where did it get me? Lost revenue when I could have just actually done something different and had money. So I'm not doing this stuff anymore. It's bullshit. I'm taking San Francisco to win this game by 13 points. That's what I'm thinking, 10-13. And I think Brock Purdy has a massive day. And I don't even care if Deebo Samuel's out there. They have other guys who could step.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Drew? Just quickly, Ray McLeod, who you know, or a couple other of these guys are going to be in the situation. So don't worry about it. One thing I know is Detroit's secondary reeks.
That's true. Detroit, one of the bottom 10 pass defenses in the league. We saw that it was bottom 10 on both sides last week in Tampa, and they still kind of struggled to move the ball against Tampa Bay Buccaneers at times, Cam. And San Fran's not a bottom 10 pass defense. Ray McLeod, my Clemson boy. Maybe he can show up for once. We'll see. Juwan Jennings, though, I like his over in that football game as well. So let's recap our picks. We both are on the Baltimore Ravens minus 3.5. Cam, that is your silver selection for the week. You are on the under. I am on the over in that football game. And then moving on to the other one, I am on the San Francisco 49ers as my silver minus 7. That is your gold. And my gold is the under 51.5. I know you're leaning over now for that total. Explain to the viewers why.
I'm just thinking that San Francisco, I bet their team total over 28.5. So I got to believe that the Lions can get some points. I think San Francisco, actually, I have them scoring 38 points in this game.
Okay.
So all I need is, what do I need from Detroit? 14? It's 50.5. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I think San Francisco wins this game 37-38 to like 24. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I think
they win by more than 17 points.
Yeah. What did I say? 10-13? Now I'm saying 17. Anyway, get your stuff together. 49ers alternate spread. You can either.
If you think they win by 16.5, Cam, that's plus 250.
Know what I'm going to do? Winning margin, 14 more. That's how you play that one if you think it's going to be a blowout. Or you could do the 1-13 and parlay it with other stuff. The winning margin bet. That's an interesting proposition. I'd
rather just do bigger spread. If you do San Fran minus 14.5, it's plus 220. So I would just do that.
Okay. So what do you think the score is going to be if you like the under?
I'll say like 27 to
14?
17. Yeah, 17.
24-17. That's way under.
27-17. 27-17.
27-17 is 44. The total is 50.5, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. That's under. So, but the teaser you might clip the teaser. It'll be very close.
Yeah. I'm not as big of a teaser guy as you are. Yeah. I'm more of a straight sides and props.
Teasers. I told you, Vinny Vegas
used to
come up
teasers
to me
for a reason.
Yeah. They keep the lights on, Cam. Teasers keep the lights on. I'm like, but the thing is, in these playoff games, the lines are sharp. The thing about teasers is to tell people when there's only a few games on and there's a lot of things that you're betting. These numbers have been crunched and crunched and crunched. Teasers can be effective. Teasers are stupid when you're just throwing it in a college team minus 35. Oh, they're going to win by 20. That is dumb. So that's a dumb thing to do. And I've done it before, and it is real stupid. So
I've done college totals. I've seen the total be like, oh, that's 60.5 points. I'll tease it down to 53.5. That'll be easy. And then one team gets shut out. Like, oh, shit. All right, Cam. So if you're teasing the San Francisco 49ers game, are you teasing it to the over? The over 43.5?
I am. I am. But Drew, I also think your under might hit. It depends. Like if you're teasing 50.5, so if you do a 57.5 is kind of like 28-27, you still win. Say it's like
it's a lot of points.
It is a lot of points. So as I said, I would not be surprised. This is a bold prediction. If all 8 games on a 7-point teaser middle on every side and every total.
Too bad they don't let you parlay that, eh? Tease both sides of each game. That'd be crazy.
No, I know they should do that. Actually, one of my street books in the day let me do that. You could take both teams. Like you could take Lions plus 14 San Francisco pick.
Interesting.
I kind of like that idea, don't you? But not in this game.
I mean, well, not in this game. So I think Detroit could
Kansas City, Baltimore, though? That's a great game to do it in, right?
I like teaser in that one. You can tease the Chiefs up to plus 10.5. I think that's a safe bet. But yeah, anyways, let's move on to our props, Cam. Props of the week. We'll start with the Chiefs-Ravens game because that's the first game of the weekend. Do you want to give us your first prop of the week, or would you like me to start?
I'd like you to start, Drew. I have a whole list that I'm probably going to have. You know me, I'm an old guy, and I got to like scroll. So yeah, you start.
Okay, so we're going to give. So we'll list them off, and then at the end of it, we'll list our three favorites, our gold, silver, and bronze props. So I'll start. My first one in this game is Isaiah Pacheco under 3.5 catches. He's only caught one ball in back-to-back playoff games, Cam. I know people saying they're using the passing game, but they have McKinnon for that. They're using other guys. They're throwing to MVS more. I don't think he gets 4 catches. I think that number is way too high. If it was 1.5, maybe I'd go over on Pacheco, but 3.5 is way too many catches. It's going to be Pacheco under 3.5 catches.
It's funny. I don't mind the under catches, but I'll just match it up, Drew, for symmetry here. I like Pacheco over 62.5 rushing yards. I think that's the only that's the only way that Kansas City can do this. It's I like it. I'm not sure if it's going to make my minerals, but it's a prop that I've already played, and I think it's a great number, and I wouldn't be surprised if it went up a few yards before kickoff. I think Pacheco is Kansas City's offense. I think they're going to find ways, Baltimore, to shut down Mahomes and the passing attack. I think it's up to Pacheco, and you know what? It's good for Kansas City if this guy loosens them up. That's the only. But I think Pacheco is going to be a big part of this game, but rushing, not receiving. Agreed.
Did you like his quote yesterday when he said, what do you think of people always making fun of the way you run the football? And he's like, yeah, they tell me I run like I bite people.
Yeah, well, no, he does. Well, you know what? Why would I want to? I like a running back because I remember basically it's different than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry's more of like a snowball that starts at the mountain and then just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then
he's so slow at the line of scrimmage, but if you let him get against speed, it's just it's like a train, like a train leaving the station.
Yeah, you're right. It's a train. It starts off and then he goes nuts. This guy just runs angry like he's busting out a prison or like ready to fight somebody in a parking lot. So I like that. And I think every running back, Pacheco, that's the type of running back I want. He went to Rutgers, Drew. You know those kids at Rutgers. They're New Jersey tough. 7th round pick too. Pacheco over rushing yards.
All right. My next prop in this game will be Rashee Rice over 59.5 receiving yards. He's been over this in 6 of his last 8 games. I think the Chiefs are going to be down, which means they'll be throwing. So give me over for Rashee Rice. 59.5 I think is too low. I'd take it up to probably 65.5.
Love it, Drew. He's going to be. You know what? I actually think Kelsey's not going to have the game that everyone thinks. I think he's actually going to be justified. Baltimore will come up with a scheme, I think, you're obviously not going to make him do nothing, but limit his numbers. And I think I agree with you. I think Rice is going to be a big Rice and Pacheco or Kansas City's guys. Here's mine. And you can make this actually a mineral pick. You know what? I'll put it at gold. Justice Hill over 7.5 rush attempts. He ran 13 times for 66 yards last week. I told you, Drew, he's a big part of this offense, and I might as well add one to it. His rushing yards are 32.5. I'm smashing it. Justice Hill 2-pack. Over 7.5 rushing attempts, over 32.5 rushing yards.
So you want that combined, like a parlay as your gold, or you want them both like gold and silver?
I don't know. Can I just have an extra mineral? Like, can you help me out?
Sure. All right. We'll say your gold is Hill
I'm going to go
over
Hill.
7.5
No, I'm going to go Hill.
And we'll do like extra mineral as the parlay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go Justice Hill over 7.5 rushing attempts. I'm going to bet his rushing yards, guys, but my gold will be Hill over 7.5 rushing attempts.
All right, so gold over 7.5 rush attempts for Hill, and then the extra special is you parlay that with his rushing yards. That works for me, Cam. My next one, speaking of Ravens running backs, is Gus Edwards under 3.5 receiving yards. Cam, if you had to guess his receiving total the last 3 games combined, what would you say?
0, 0, 0.
-1. He has 1 catch in his last 3 games for -1 yards.
Hey, I was close. You're gonna give it to me?
Yeah, and I think, like you said, Hill is taking over.
Yeah.
I think I would take this probably under 1.5 yards. I don't think he's going to catch any yards in this game. The only way this happens is if there's like some crazy jailbreak play and Lamar's falling over and like chucks him one. We lose this bet. That's it. But I love the under 3.5 receiving yards for Gus Edwards.
I love it, Drew. I think it's a good bet. And I actually, you know what? I'm going to add a Justice Hill 3-pack. I told you I'm going to take rushing attempts, yards, and catches and yards combined. The problem is he doesn't get as many catches as I'd like, but the number is very low. I think it's 42.5. I think I'll double check that number, but I think Hill is going to have a bigger game than people think.
Yeah. I mean, let's see what the receiving prop is on Justice Hill. It is 12.5 receiving yards. So you like the over on that?
Yes, I do.
All right, fair enough. What's your next prop?
My next prop, I'm trying to think if I got anything from the same game here or keep on going. How about Lamar Jackson touchdown? Are you reading me? You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
I like it's the number's not really that great, but I think Lamar Jackson is just going to be going wild. And I'll tell you one thing: they give Gus Edwards the ball at the goal line, but if it doesn't work the first time, Lamar just might say, "Hey, bootleg, I'm taking control of this situation, so I'm going to play that." I think it's still. Is it mine, Drew? What's the number you got? Because that one has fluctuated for Jackson touchdown.
Lamar touchdown is plus 105.
Yeah. Oh God. Plus anything at plus money, I would take. I would take it at even money. I'd lay up to 20 cents. I have no problem with that. Give me Lamar Jackson touchdown, please.
All right. My next prop is also Lamar, but it's whether or not Willie Gay is playing. If Willie Gay is playing and spying him, I love the under 66.5 rushing yards. If the Willie Gay is in, I will take. Oh, sorry. If Willie Gay is in, I will take under. If Willie Gay is out, I will take over 66.5 rushing yards. So this bet will be placed Sunday morning, depending on the Chiefs' injury report. I think if he's in spying him, Lamar will not have a good day on the ground. So keep that in mind when watching this. And then my next Lamar prop is over 208 passing yards. He's been over in 4 straight games before the blowout last week, where he didn't have to throw the football, and he also ran for 100 last week. But I think this game will be closer than that, which means he'll be throwing 208 passing yards, Cam. That's with Mark Andrews back, I feel like that's way too low.
It is low, and I'll have a quarterback prop from another game, but I think that is too low. And the thing about, I got to tell you, Jackson is going to run, but I think he wants to prove the critics wrong too. People are like, oh, he can't throw and do this.
Exactly.
And that. It's a beautiful situation that Baltimore has too. With Andrews coming back, even if he's not 100%, the decoy factor. And you saw Isaiah Likely, when he gets the ball, he's a monster. Like, I'm going to tell you, Drew, Kansas City's got a lot of people to deal with, like too many good people to deal with. Even Beckham's playing better. Bateman. All these other guys, like they're good. Like their whole team is just stacked. Hill's
and
playing
they're arguably getting their best pass catcher back in Mark Andrews.
Correct. Do you like him for a touchdown?
I just don't know how much he's going to play.
Yeah.
Like, he could just be a distraction.
Good call.
I almost like Likely better because Andrews is back. If that sounds weird, I don't know.
No, it doesn't sound weird at all. Doesn't sound weird at all to me.
My gold prop for the weekend, Cam and listeners, is Lamar Jackson over 1.5 passing touchdowns. It's currently plus 155 to the over. He's been over this in 4 of 5 games. I think this is more of a passing game for Lamar than rushing, and all he needs is 2 touchdowns to get me plus 155. Cam, I think this is like stealing from the sports books.
Never say that, Drew. Stealing is basically saying it's a lock, but I love your pick and I'm going to ride it. I think.
Hey, I didn't say that L word. I did not say the L word.
You did not say the L word.
You put it in my mouth. It doesn't count. Do you have any more props in this football game, or should we move on?
I think we're going to move on. I think we're going to move on.
I think Mahomes 240 passing is too low as well, but I don't like it as much to bet it, but maybe it'll be in some of my same game parlays. We'll build each a same game parlay at the end of this episode, see what we get. Moving on to the San Francisco 49ers and Detroit Lions. Cam, my silver selection for the weekend is CMC under 19.5 carries. He hasn't hit 20 since week 12 when he hit 21. That's 9 straight weeks, Cam, without hitting 20 carries, and his total is 19.5. I think that number is wrong. So give me CMC under 19.5 carries.
I love that pick, Drew, but I also think receiving yards will go over for Christian McCaffrey.
Yep, I like that.
What is it, 33.5? That's Christian McCaffrey receiving yards.
It might be 40.
Man, see, the problem with these props is I'm just going to tell the people, and you guys know this too, if you're gambling for a long time like me and Drew, when these things come out,
37.5.
it opened up at 33.5. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
but then Debo was deemed out. I think that's why.
Okay, well, these are big differences. I still like it at 37.5, but I'm going to make my silver selection there, Drew. George Kittle. Over 57.5 receiving yards. I also believe he'll get a touchdown in this game, and I'll be playing him for first touchdown in the game.
Kittle over 57.5. His current prop right now is all the way up to 61.5 on some sports books. So if you got 57.5,
I already bet it at 57.5. I will take it up to 64.5, but I'll take it at, yes, George Kittle is going to have a monster game, in my opinion. I think so too. Monster game. I think he might have multiple touchdowns.
I agree. My next one is CMC over 3.5 catches. He's been over this number in 3 of 4. I think this is a catching game from CMC more than a rushing game, though he will get his carries. He'll get like 17, 18 carries. But I like his over 13 or 3.5 catches. What is your next prop from this game, Cam?
I like Brock Purdy over 264.5 passing yards. I think he's going to be slinging it all over the lot. And the one thing is, Detroit.
Is this your bronze or is this just a prop you like?
I have. You ask very difficult questions. Okay, Drew, I got something to say, and this one's interesting. What can you find me a prop for Conley?
Chris Conley.
Yeah.
I don't know if that'll be out there yet.
If it is, it'll be like what, 5.5 yards?
Yeah, it'll be something like that. Maybe 4.5. It might even be 1.5 yards, Cam, because it might just be like one catch.
I'll take it anyway. Conley has 1 catch for 17 in the game before against the Rams. 3 for 60. What was it? 3 for 69. He'll get a couple looks, and I think he'll catch the ball. Anyway, if that Conley props out, I'm betting it. Okay, Drew, I got to give you a bronze. What am I going to do? No, you go first while I look. Man,
okay. My bronze will be Jahmyr Gibbs over 21.5 receiving yards. He's been over 40 in back-to-back games. I think the line's going to be way down in this football game, which means Gibbs will be on the field, not Montgomery. A lot of checkdowns from Goff because he's not great on the road. So give me my bronze selection, Jahmyr Gibbs over 21.5 receiving yards.
I like it. Drew, San Francisco team total over 28.5, bronze.
Ooh.
Or do you like this one better? Baltimore, San Francisco, money line parlay, minus 104. You can choose because I like them both the same.
Yeah, I wouldn't consider either of those props, but I see what you're saying. I like the
team total's a prop.
I guess, yeah, kind of. I guess I consider props player props more than anything, but yeah, I agree with you.
I don't like your analysis here. What a team total? A team total's a prop. It's not a side or a total. It's a team total, right?
I know. I just meant like.
You know what, Drew? Just to appease you, give me Brock Purdy over passing yards, 264.5. There you go. But people, please, everything. Unlike Drew, who I love as a dear brother and friend, I don't minimize. I have this problem with Mayo too. He's like, can't you just do a gold, silver, and bronze? No, I like 10 things equally as well. It's like food. I like chicken wings with steak. I can't rank one. I love them all. Drew, I'm a buffet gambler. You know that.
But you know what they say, Cam? No matter how many times the parents tell you they don't have a favorite kid, there's always a favorite kid.
Is there?
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm the favorite in my family. Are you?
I probably was. I was a little.
I might be actually. I don't know. My brother and me. With my mom, it switches. Like she can. It's very inconsistent. Kind of like our gambling. Anyway,
yeah, exactly.
I'm in for. What do you think about Purdy though? I want your opinion. Don't you think he goes wild this week?
I don't know about his yardage. I think he'll get over his touchdowns just because I think they're going to be up so much in this game, Cam. I don't know if he's going to need to throw in the second half. Mm-hmm. That's my only worry with that prop.
Okay.
But if it's closer, you think it's going to be higher scoring than I do, though. So if that's the score you think happens,
I think he's going to get it early. I think, you know what I mean? Even remember, Shanahan's not going to. This is the thing. People forget. That Atlanta, New England Super Bowl, you don't think he's got in his head that teams can come back and stuff? He is not going to take his pedal off until it's like humanly unless he's up like 28 plus. I really believe it's just going to be attack. And hey, they almost lost to Green Bay last week. So I see San Francisco being very aggressive in this game.
All right, my next probably like in this game, Cam, is Amon-Ra over 85.5 yards. He's been over 104 of his last 6. Last week he only got 77, but he dropped a couple. I still like 85.5 when they're going to be down. Goff will be throwing. Another one I like is Jared Goff under 1.5 passing touchdowns on the road this season. Cam, can you guess how many touchdowns he has in his 7 road games?
8?
6. That's 6 TDs to 4 interceptions in 7 road games. So he's not even averaging 1 touchdown a game.
Wow.
The road to home splits are real with Jared Goff.
It's true.
And I'll take under 1.5 passing touchdowns and it's plus money. So I have to take that, Cam.
Bold pick, Drew. Bold pick.
I don't even think it's that bold. Like, look at this guy's stats on the road. I know California's sunny and all this stuff.
Yeah, and I think they're going to give it to Montgomery is like a goal line stud, so they could get there and him or Gibbs will get touches. Can I use the same game parlay as a prop?
Yeah, we're going to build our same game parlays right now, Cam. Once we do a little TD action for everybody.
Okay, I think I'm done.
So those are our props.
Yeah.
So those are our props of the week. We gave you a bunch. We gave you our gold, silver, and bronze. We'll recap. Cam's gold is Justice Hill over 7.5 rushing attempts with an extra parlay of his over rushing yards. His silver is George Kittle over 57.5 receiving yards, and his bronze is Brock Purdy over 264.5 passing yards. My gold is Lamar Jackson passing touchdowns over 1.5 plus 155. My silver is CMC under 19.5 carries, and my bronze is Jahmyr Gibbs over 21.5 receiving yards. Now we're going to build a little TD parlay. We'll give only 4 guys, 1 guy from each side in each game. So I'll give 1, you give 1, then you give 1 in the next game. I give 1 for the next game. 4 guys, little sprinkle on it.
You start,
we've
Drew.
Been doing...
You start.
All right. So in the Baltimore Ravens Kansas City Chiefs game, my touchdown pick will be Cam. I'm gonna go with. Do I go with the simple Gus Edwards? I think I have to. I'm going Gus Edwards plus 125.
I'm gonna go with. So I can't pick a Raven. I got to pick a Chief.
You can pick whoever you want in this game.
So you're picking Edwards.
Yep. So you can pick Lamar, you can pick Andrews, you can pick Rashee Rice, whoever you want.
I want Lamar.
You want Lamar Jackson. Okay, so we got Lamar and Gus Edwards rushing. That doesn't bode well for my Lamar over 1.5.
I think we should put Pacheco in there too.
You want to do Pacheco?
Let's do let's do a 4-banger and a 6-banger. We'll go 3 and 3 and 2 and 2. How's that sound?
Okay. All right, let's do that. Okay, Lamar, Pacheco, and Gus Edwards. Moving on to the Lions and San Francisco 49ers game, Cam. I will take Amon-Ra, St. Brown. Actually, no, I won't. I don't like anything from the Lions. Give me Brandon Ayuk anytime touchdown.
I like that play. Give me George Kittle anytime touchdown.
All right, and then if you want to take someone from the other side, I'll go Montgomery. I'll pick the running back this time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the 6-banger pays 100 to 1. So I'll take that. I'll place the bet literally right now.
And send it to me, please, because I forget things. Thanks.
Yep. $25 wins 2,500. I like when that happens. Nice, easy round numbers. I hate when it's like you win $2,038.37. I'm like, why is it so weird? Like, just give me an even number.
You know what I do, Drew? Out of superstitions, I'll round thing. Me and Gabe talk about. We round things up to real numbers. Like instead of 897, like I want it over like 9. Like I want it like on a nice crisp number. You know what I mean?
Will you ever like play with your bets? It's even like when I'm using the microwave at home. I'll do like $20.38. Like I'll do it till the payout is exactly a number.
Exactly.
Like, I'll just like keep adding pennies.
Yeah, that's me.
Bet.
Yeah, I do the same.
I don't know. It's weird. I like seeing round numbers. That's for sure. I don't like seeing weird numbers, and I don't like when I have like pennies, like cents in the bank account or in the wager.
Oh yeah, no, it's a distraction. Like when you're doing like a parlay, I like 20.48. I don't want to see the 48 cents. Get it out of my life.
All right, so that is our TD parlay. We got Gus Edwards, Lamar Jackson, Pacheco, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and Dave Montgomery. 6 guys, plays 100 to 1. Let's hope it wins for all of our viewers. Our TD parlays haven't hit. They've been real close this year. Maybe because it's conference championship week, Cam, they'll win. And then if we take Pacheco, so let's take Pacheco and what was it, Montgomery?
You still need to.
Montgomery out.
You think Baltimore? If you think Baltimore and San Francisco are going to win because we're taking them on the spread, you got to join me with that money line parlay at -104.
Yeah.
Say one of them doesn't cover.
If we take the 2 losers out, Cam, it's only 20 to 1. Like if we take Pacheco and Montgomery out, it's only 20 to 1 on the 4 TDs. I still like it, 20 to 1.
We'll do both.
Just Kittle, Ayuk, Lamar, and Gus Edwards.
Yep. I have no problem with both. I'll take 20 to 1. I'll take 100 to 1. I love that, Drew. I also have a same game parlay from the Niners game. I got Kittle anytime touchdown with San Francisco winning at +160. I'm done.
That's it?
Yep.
So Kittle anytime TD with San Fran winning +160.
It's a good price.
That's exactly what it pays. All right, my same game parlay for this game, Cam, is Jahmyr Gibbs over 21.5 receiving yards. Let me just build it for you to see if the odds change. Jahmyr Gibbs over, Amon-Ra over, Jared Goff under passing touchdowns. Under, and then I had Kittle over receiving. This is a big one.
Huge.
Kittle over receiving, CMC over his catches.
Oh my God, Drew! I just checked on my thing. I bet this thing at 260, whatever. Purdy now is 277.5. His passing yards. It's gone up like 13 yards.
That's crazy. Well, at least you got it. My same game probably pays 11 to 1. So it's McCaffrey over catches, Kittle over yards, Goff under passing touchdowns, Gibbs over receiving, and Amon-Ra over his receiving yards. I'll take it. 11 to 1.
Love it. Are we missing anything, or I think we actually I don't think
there's much less for us to bet on this weekend, Cam. I don't know, how many times will Taylor Swift be shown on TV in this football game?
I don't play that game. I was just saying, let's throw it like a golf winner and parlay them with San Francisco and Baltimore for like 1,000 to 1 or something like that. But anyway, we'll deal with that later next week or 2 weeks. And for the waste management for Super Bowl, you got to do that when it's fun. Or you do the hockey games versus versus field goal kicker. Oh yeah, we'll have some fun stuff in the future for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like doing the Super Bowl winner with the Masters winner. I like doing that stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay, I like that.
But I don't know. What do you think before we get out of here? What do you think of Shane Lowry to win a major this year? No, he does pretty well in some.
You know what? He's always live at the British Open. He's already won. He has a game for the U.S. Open. So, and the Masters, maybe. The thing is, that's tough because there's so many good golfers. But I will say this: he is a legitimate. I will think he will be top 10 in 2 or 3 of the 4 majors.
All right. So, would you rather DJ or Will Zalatoris?
Will Zalatoris, guy's coming off surgery. Hey, Drew, the guy can he's just getting his groove back. Like, it's going to take a while.
Yeah.
DJ, no, I don't want DJ either. I want.
All right, so I'll take DeChambeau then.
How about John Rahm or Rory McIlroy or somebody?
No, those guys don't pay enough. DeChambeau to win a major this year is plus 850. I'm saying to parlay with this San Fran this weekend.
Fair enough. I think we need to meet at the regroup at the Red Lobster and discuss our golf futures.
All right, I'm doing it. DeChambeau to win a major this year with the Ravens and 49ers to win 20-1. Give me the bet.
You're the best.
Regroup at the Red Lobster.
I hate to say this about Rory McIlroy, though. I know his numbers or whatever. The guy's played in 2 events this year. He's won, I think 3, won 1, and he put 1 in the water to finish second. I'm just telling you, It's a problem right now. That's why his odds are.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's auditioning to go to Live. He's backtracking on all his comments now this year, and I'm like, this is lining up for Rory to go to Live and take his $800 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I would do it too, Cam. If you were a professional golfer and you were offered $700 million to leave, would you do it?
Well, here's the thing. There's really no punishment anymore. Like the whole point was to go, okay, these guys are going over there and they can't do anything. Meanwhile, losers like Pat Perez are flying private jets and eating caviar and stuff. Why the hell wouldn't you? Especially if I had like a big family. But here's the thing, like Max Homa was talking about, if you're one of the best players like on tour, sometimes you're satisfied with that money, especially I would say if you're an American player. But if you're if you're an American hack, an older guy that can't get it done and lives saying whatever, why wouldn't you go? That because you're set for forever.
Well, even look at like the guys like DJ and stuff where he paid $500 million. It's like you only play 12 times a year plus the majors that you only care about. You don't care about these little shitty tournaments like the Genesis Open and stuff like that. Genesis
Open is not a bad tournament. There's worse.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, but I know what you're saying. But I'm going to tell you this: Live and the PGA Tour are going to fuse together back anyway. This whole thing is just a bunch of.
I don't know, Cam, because I think there's too much money on the Live side. Like I think PGA would have to give control. Like PGA is not going to pay these money out to these players if they merge.
If you want to anger the sheiks and you're not performing after a while, we need to talk. But anyway, this is a discussion for another day. Yeah. This is a football prop gambling.
All I know is you offer me a big bag of money, I'm going. Like it's just like I don't care what it is. I'll go live in Dubai if I have to for $500 million.
But he does. He loves it there.
There you go. All right, that does it for this episode of the Drew and Stu podcast. Hopefully the Ravens and San Francisco 49ers both cover for us. Please click like, please click subscribe, please rate and review on all audio platforms. And we will see you next week for a hybrid episode. We don't know. We might just do one episode next week with the Pro Bowl coming and maybe do some other bets like golf or hockey or basketball. We'll see. And then following that, we'll do the Super Bowl 2 preview show where we're going to do props in 1 week and then the sides in another one. And maybe we'll have some guests.
I got an idea, Drew. One show, we do futures too with Harbaugh going to the chart. We can look over like what's happening for next year.
And all the awards and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we can throw out some futures and some sports. Let's do that. Like go over some majors and some futures.
Well, I know your favorite game of the year to bet on is the NFL Pro Bowl, Cam, the flag football thing.
We used to smash that game, man. It used to be like, and I never say anything's a lock, but back in the old days, the Pro Bowl, like 58-50, like it was just like, okay, thank you. Then it changed. Then 1 year they like it went under and like everyone got smoked. Like they started to play defense, but I don't mind the Pro Bowl. It's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. Last year was that flag football nonsense where it was a short field. It was really weird. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not into it anymore. I'd rather the big football game where one quarterback plays a quarter, but whatever. Anyways, thank you for watching. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you next week.
This has been Drew and Stu. Follow Drew at Producer Drew and Cam at Cam Stewart Live. May the winners be yours and all of the best bets hit.